It's about 7:30. Truck just came. And you can hear him on the tractor now. Try to lift it with the lift handles on the tractor. No, you can turn around in that empty space. Yeah. I know you hated this part of the job. He said, I'm out. Whatever happens at this point, I'm out. It's not on me once it gets on your trailer. Not that wood tearing up though.
I know. I probably won't be able to get it all. Alright, so I'm finally gonna try to put together my Harbor Freight towable backhoe. I finally got a moment to try to put it together. What we got here is they're talking about I have to get this thing up in the air on the jack stand so that I can put the wheels and stuff on and start there, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to get it on this log and then take that jack stand that I got just to the right of me. You guys can't see it. You know, my jack stand over there, and try to get this up there without re-rupturing my hernia. So let's see what happens. Sometimes it just take a little ingenuity, you dig? Alright y'all, when you do this hub here, you gotta make sure you put a little grease around the hub, around the shaft here, because when you get ready to put the tire on, it ain't gonna go all the way down. It's gonna get hung up on the it's gonna get hung up around the seal of the wheel bearing hub. So you gotta put some grease on it. If you got any dirt on it, make sure you rub that out as well. Right? Alright, so that's what you got there. You got then you take the hub, the whole hub assembly, and you lift it up, and you gotta put it dead on the center of this up here, or it ain't gonna work out for you. And it has a grease fitting on the back of it as well. So if you don't get enough grease in it now, you possibly could put some more in it later. And I think that's a good thing, because it looks like it's going to take a lot of grease to get this thing. And it still didn't go down all the way, so I must not have enough grease up there. Because when I did it the first time, it kind of threw me off. That's alright. I can knock it back out and figure it out that way. It comes out, you lift it back up, you're probably going to have to put some more grease down here in the fitting. And I could be doing other things trying to assemble this thing, but then you got to deal with this greasy shit before you can go back to the other stuff, the more peaceful stuff. Of course, that's always the case, ain't it? So once you get it lined up, but try to get a little grease in there, not to break the wheel bearing that's down in there. And then kind of stand up and push it down, and then when you hear it lock, that means you got the wheel bearing all the way down, the hub all the way down. And then from there, you get with this little grease shit here that I hate. I've hated that shit since I was a kid, fucking with this grease. But you put this shit in here, and then you got a grease fitting that you can put more in later on the back of this thing. But I mean, how far are you gonna drive with this shit in New Jersey? Fuck it. Just put some in here, and just take the wheel bearing. You know, get that. Stick the wheel bearing down in there, and give it a little push. And if it don't want to go down, I guess you got too much grease. And there we go. Push it down, and then you grab the nut. I just had it. Get this up there. Tighten it down with your wrench or whatever, and then move on to something else. Alright, there we go. So now it's pretty tight. It's not moving. The bearing's not really moving. So you take your cap. Make sure you don't have no dirt in this thing. Like I had this thing in a little bit of dirt, because that tears up your bearing. So just take a cloth, Get all this dirt out of there. You don't want dirt in there. Make sure you don't have no dirt in there. That'll grind and get down in the bearings. Next thing you know, you got problems. Then you take that. That's a little. That holds the grease in there. Give it a tap. If the cap gets a little dented at the top, you know, it is what it is. That's a part of it. You know what I mean? So now I'm gonna show y'all how to put the wheel on. Of this, see, he doesn't wanna. Bring the wheel over. We're gonna stick the axle inside. Now you no longer should need this piece of wood because now we're sitting on the wheels. So far so good with that part. Alright, so what I did was I used a brick to help me lift it up. No, I used a hand truck. Here's what I did. I used a hand truck to pick it up for me just a little ways. And that picked it up about almost to the level of that center block. See? And then when I got it to about right there, I only had to lift it up about 2 inches. And then while I was lifting it up, I kicked the center block underneath it. And then once I did that, I heaved it up like a totem pole and put it in and connected that cylinder with one hand with my right hand while holding this whole, 200-pound or 300-pound boom arm with the other hand. And now, so I don't know why I didn't have the camera running when I did it, but I ain't even know it was gonna go down like that, to be honest with you. I ain't know how to do all that. But there's the other piece. So I'm gonna get that piece over here, and then I'm gonna try to see what I gotta do with that. But you might want to take these pins out first before you bring it all the way over there if you're ready to go. putting the lines through. I don't know exactly if this is the way it's supposed to go, but I do know that this is the way it went on the some of the YouTube videos I've seen. No. I got it wrong. It's supposed to go through that little loop right there. I just remembered something. It's supposed to go through this loop right here. Yeah, and then continue on down the path it's supposed to go. It goes through here. And they all got to go through here, I suppose. And it's got the little piece here. But you got to be careful with this. You got to be careful with this. This is kind of heavy. These instructions here. And I guess it faces. I'm going to look at the manual here in a minute. Well, what do you know? Alright, so the knobs sit right in front of the person using it, which is, these will be facing the seat. So it'll be turned around this way. So that's okay. Now, either way, I still need to get these through here. Either way. And I guess you just hook up all the, put the seat on and hook up the rest of this stuff, and you know, make it do what it do. So once you get them all through, get all these to go through, and I'm gonna just turn it around like so. Then I got a couple little screws I gotta find. These screws hold everything, and they were wait a minute. Yeah, okay. I got it. I'm here. I'm all together. Alright. So the screws go on, and then they tighten down like that, and that's the way that works. That's the way I saw it. And then you just get them up there and turn these until your screw goes all the way down. And I'll get one started, and then I'll move forward with something else. Okay, got one started. That's pretty much all I needed for right now. Alright. Alright, so when it comes to the seat, basically you just have 4 screws, and you just screw them up under there, and it holds the seat, and the whole thing kind of lifts off underneath the hydraulic tank, and then you just put the hydraulic fluid in there, and you don't even have to move the seat. These all have markings on it, so that's like a 6. So I grab the one that's a 6, and I just put the fitting up there. It was tight. That's all there is to it. little bit messy, but you know, it's okay. Oh. While I'm here, before I forget, they give you a whole bag of these seals and washers and stuff. I guess that's for your own, you know, if something goes wrong you can fix it, you know, I don't know. All these have seals in it already, so I was curious about that. I didn't understand it, but I guess that's what it is.